there's been a decision made by UEFA this morning, and Spurs are out of the Conference League. The game has been forfeited, and we have lost 3-0 to Rennes without playing. But look, as it stands, Tottenham are out the Conference League, so no more European football to contend with for the rest of the season.
3-0 loss.
3-0 loss, yeah.
Shocking performance. We're doing a match review.
Apparently COVID scored a hat-trick.
Should we do a match review on our 3-0 loss
player
to Rennes?
ratings as well,
Player
right?
ratings.
But look, I think we probably have very different views on this, or maybe slightly different views on this. But for all what I've been saying about the Conference League, how I want to be in it, how I want to win it, I still I'm not happy that we've gone out of it like this, or gone out of it at all. But I think it is going to stand us in good stead for the rest of the season. And I think when you've only got domestic football to play, I think it's going to work in our favour for the remainder of the season. And I think it increases our chances of success in the top four and for a trophy hunt.
Exactly. And that's
Maybe
the
doesn't
positive.
increase our chance for a trophy hunt, but increases our chance for a domestic trophy hunt.
Well, yeah. And, you know, with what depends if their semi-finals moves to a two-leg, one leg, because there's talk of it, isn't it? In the Carabao Cup, could move to one leg. We could potentially be 3 wins from a trophy. You know what I mean? So, for people who say, "Oh, we've just gotten rid of our best chance of a trophy" and all that stuff, we are 3 wins away from a trophy. I know we've got some tough teams to play, but we all Europa Conference League also going to have some tough teams to play. It's not going to be a cakewalk, obviously. You know,
yeah. So the levels, though, there are levels there.
Look, we have. I'd rather play 3 games against very good teams than 10 games against good teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, in the 10 games that you're playing, they're not all going to be against good teams. You know, maybe
a lot of them will.
3 or 4 rounds will be against good.
3 or 4 rounds? That's a lot.
Well, sorry, not 3. There's only 3 or 4 rounds to go.
Yeah.
I'm talking about maybe 2 rounds. You're talking about good teams. The other ones probably teams that we should be beating. Under Nuno, I would probably say, yeah, you're right. But under Conte, I'm not too sure. I think Conference League would have been a good competition for us to win. I'm not saying it's the be-all and end-all. I'm not saying I'm dying to win it and I'm really upset that we're out. But it would have been nice to go far in a European competition.
Yeah, I guess it would be nice, but I think we got bigger fish to fry, and that now it's going to allow us a lot more time on the training pitch, which I'm very, very happy about. That's the most important thing for me, because I think people underestimate how little time when you're playing Thursday, Sunday, and then domestic cups in the other midweek, how little time these players actually do get on the training pitch. It's not a lot. It's not as lot because they got 1 day recovery, then they got 1 day on the training pitch, and all of a sudden they got to play again.
Yeah.
That's how it works. And now that we're out of this competition, it's going to accelerate Conte's process into getting this team where it needs to be. It's going to get them there quicker, and I think that's the most important thing. We talk about winning mentality. Well, Conte needs time to implement that winning mentality. If he's got games all the time, he's not going to have time on the training pitch to implement his ideas as quickly as he would like. I'm sure he'll come still, but it wouldn't happen as quickly. And now that we're going to have that time, that space during the season to really concentrate on tactics and really concentrate on the pitch, these players are going to improve quicker. We're going to gel as a team a lot quicker, and we're going to be fighting for bigger things, or not necessarily bigger things, but things that we want to be achieving, like top 4, and the FA. And he's got a good record in the FA Cup. He's been in it twice, got to the final and won the next year. So he's got pedigree in that cup. League, I don't know how he did in the League Cup, but we're already in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. He's got to contend with. We've got West Ham on Wednesday. That's all. By the way, that's become a massive game now. Like, it already was, but that's become an even more massive game. Why
even more?
Because we're out of the Conference League.
Right.
I think that makes it much more important, right?
So?
You don't think so?
What? Just because we need a trophy?
Yeah.
In that sense. Yeah.
No, because we one of our avenues for a trophy is scratched off. And so because we're in the quarterfinal of the League Cup, this become a massive game for me now on Wednesday. If we lose on Wednesday...
It was always massive.
I know,
for me,
but it's
always a quarterfinal against West Ham's always.
I know, but
massive.
if we lost and we still have the Conference League, you're like, okay, we still got another trophy. Because the Conference League's gone now, we have to win. That trophy has gone up in importance now, for sure, I think.
Yeah, to be honest, I always put the League Cup under the Conference League in terms of importance. But seeing as we got Conte now, I think my opinion on the Conference League and my opinion on the whole situation had changed. Because under Nuno, I felt it was a lot more important, the Conference League. Now we have Conte. Because under Nuno, like, I didn't give us a chance in hell for a top 4 finish, and I thought that was probably our easiest route back into even the Europa League. I didn't even give us confidence of finishing top 6 under Nuno, you know what I mean? And under Conte, you know, I think we've actually got a real fighting chance of top 4 now.
Exactly.
A real fighting chance of top 4.
And
So,
that's what we need, because to really, to get this project up and running, we need to convince players that Tottenham is a good place to, is a place that you can come to fight for big things. And what's big thing? That's Champions League football, and that's what Conte wants as well. He wants to fight for big things. And if we're in the Champions League next season, we become so much more attractive for players to come than we're from Europa League or
playing
wherever.
in that stadium, that training ground in the Champions League,
with Conte,
you know what I mean?
with all that,
Conte
exactly, and
Paratici.
Kane, and also
Absolutely.
convincing people like Kane to, you know, we're going the right direction. All these kind of, it's so
I think
important.
Kane, though, stays here just for a top 4.
No, I
top
think
4,
I think at the moment he's staying
Why is that though?
because of Conte.
But do you think that he only stays here if we've got a chance of fighting for the title, or even just top 4 with Conte?
No, he wants to. I think he wants Tottenham to be moving in the right direction. That's what he wants. He wants Tottenham to be fighting for big things. Yeah. He wants obviously a title challenge. It's not going to happen this season. But if we got top 4, I think he stays.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But you know, does he sign that contract though?
That's another question. I don't know about the contract.
If he doesn't sign the contract,
then you might want him to leave. But there's so many big players who are running down their contracts at the moment. Kane might look at that and think, maybe I'll do that. You know what I mean? That he could look at that.
You know, he can walk scot-free.
Yeah. Well, it depends. I mean, depends. I think if we get Champions League, there's a much better chance he would sign a contract for sure. Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
you know,
I don't think he signs a contract unless we're in at least in the Champions League and maybe won a trophy.
You know what I was thinking as well? Like, I would have liked the Conference League win just because of the Spurs history. Like, we've always been a team of first, you know, won the UEFA Cup in its inception, first team to do this, first team to do that, win the double, win the FA Cup as a non-league side, you know, all these kind of things in our history. So I thought winning the Conference League in its inception would have just added to that history of firsts. But look, it's not the be-all and end-all at all. I'm not that bothered that we're out of it. I'm really not. And I think that it's going to stand us in good stead. But what I was thinking actually this morning is that what was the feeling in the 70s, in the early 70s? Obviously, we weren't around, so we won't know. But maybe people in the comments can tell us. What was the feeling in the 70s towards the UEFA Cup in that first instance?
I guarantee you it was a lot higher than the Conference League because you're playing a lot better teams. You had to finish second, I think, back then to get UEFA Cup.
Yeah, maybe third.
I think second or third. You've top 3 because there was no Champions League. There was a Cup Winners' Cup where all the literally winners went into that cup, and then you had the UEFA Cup. UEFA Cup was a much more prestigious competition, even back then than it is now. So for sure they took it highly.
In its first year, yeah.
In its first year, yeah, because you're playing such high quality opposition. You know that it's prestigious. Like now, this Conference League, you're playing teams that finish 7th and 8th in other leagues. You know what I mean? It's so stupid. Yeah. Like, what is this competition? I don't even know. Yeah. Like, what are we fighting for? To be champion of what? What are we champions of? What are we winners of? Winners of the most mid-table European club. I don't know what this is.
It was more really about to get back into the Europa League than it was about winning the trophy.
Yeah, I get that, but I think we got a good shot of the league anyway to doing that.
But what I was saying is that under Nuno, we didn't have a given right to do that.
No.
But under Conte, I think we do have a goddamn given right to finish in the top 6.
Yeah, well,
top 6. I'm saying.
I wouldn't say goddamn given right, but I would say we have a much better shout of it.
I think under Conte, we're in the top 6 teams in the league.
We have to be. Sure, definitely. Yeah, don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. And I'll be very shocked and disappointed if we don't get top 6 because of how he's got us playing at the moment, although it's still very early days. And hopefully in January he gets some signings through the door, which if he does that, if he can put in performances like that with Winks and Dele and Davis, you know what I mean? Imagine if we get some signings in and players he wants who can play. Imagine what we can do, like real big things. So that's the most encouraging thing at the moment. So I think Conference League, as much as it would have been nice to get a trophy, I don't think it was worth the hassle in the end. I think it was more of a strain and distraction than it would have done any good. And we have other trophies that we it's not like we've got no other avenues for trophies. We have the FA Cup, we have the League Cup, we have opportunities to win. So I think we have to say goodbye to this trophy and move on from it. I think
everyone start making your UEFA Mafia placards. Let's get outside White Hart Lane and show them up.
Exactly, start protesting. And are probably the happiest people right now are Vitesse, I have to say. Vitesse are delighted right now.
You know what? They whatever. Good for them, man. Like, as much as I wanted to win the competition, I'm really not that bothered that we're out of it. And I think it will stand us in good stead now moving forward. And I always agreed with your point in terms of saying like it will give us a better opportunity in the other competitions. But I just thought, just because we're in it, we may as well go and win it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think if I've always had, my point is always, if we were to win this competition, we would have to sacrifice other things, and I wouldn't be willing to do that for this.
Do you think though, with the stepping up of the fringe players yesterday, with the Harry Winkses, with the Sessegnons and all that kind of stuff, maybe it would have given us, you know, more players now to work with, because those players are the players that let us down against Mura, again in the away games of the Conference League and stuff like that. So do you not think those players could have stepped up now and stepped in for the Conference League?
It's easy to say that, but when they're playing in the Conference League, there's been a different mentality, hasn't there? So like when they're playing Liverpool, they're going to have to be up for it, otherwise they're going to be shown up for like being like you know, they can't have a poor attitude in that game. But in the Mura game, I feel like they were just coasting. They felt like, oh, we can just turn up and just win. And
I get that, but you know, under Conte, it could have been different. I know Mura was under Conte, but it was very early on in his tenure. It's still very early on in his tenure. So the next time the Conference League would have come around is like February time, and by then, you know, hopefully maybe a few more players through the door. The other fringe players stepping up, hopefully, from now until then. So the squad would have looked a bit more beefier, and the fringe player playing much better. So maybe he could have brought that mentality into the Conference League as well.
Yeah, he could have. But we're still in 3 competitions. Why can't he bring it to the, you know, early round to the FA Cup or whatever? Maybe even Premier League, where if we need to change things because we've got a semi-final on the weekend and we got a big game in midweek or something, where you can chop and change and use the squad. I've got no problem with that if he feels like he can do that, but they have to prove themselves. Yesterday was a good start. They have to do it more often, but it was a very good start yesterday, and hopefully we can start seeing these fringe players perform much more on a regular basis when they're coming into these games. But we've got other competitions they can look at. Like I don't think
we got the Audi Cup in August.
Exactly, the Audi Cup, but I don't think. Just because I don't think staying, just because it would have given the fringe players more opportunities to play. I mean, they'll have opportunities if they're good enough to play. That's how I feel like it. They'll have opportunities. There's always an opportunity.
I'm not saying stay in the Conference League just to give the fringe an opportunity to play. What I'm saying is that what we were talking about before then is that the fringe players, we have to play a strong team in the Conference League to go through.
Yeah.
But now I'm saying because they stepped up yesterday against Liverpool, maybe we could have still played those similar players.
Yeah, can we do it without Kane and Son?
Yeah, that's another question.
No, but that's the answer. And we're gonna. Can
we do it with Dusan though?
Yeah, well, but we're gonna have to play Kane and Son every game. That's the reality, and we can't. I don't think we can put that strain on them.
All right. Well, anyway, the facts of the matter is we are out the Conference League due to the UEFA ruling this morning. Vitesse go into the next round.
Do you reckon there's an appeal? Do you reckon we'll appeal it or something?
Nah, I think that's done to face Vienna. I think that's that. We are out the Conference League.